Well, welcome to the Fun Time program. I'm one of your hosts, Vivica Volt, and this is my co-host,
John Andrew Fredrickson.
And today we have a very special guest, Chewy May. Welcome.
Hello.
Hey, Chewy. How's pandemic life for you?
It's all right. Yeah, just nothing.
Nothing. Yeah, I feel you. What's that been like from like the comedy scene though? I mean, you were performing quite a bit last summer. Were you performing? Did you have any shows lined up in the spring when things kind of shut down?
Yeah, I did have some shows lined up. Things got canceled. Nowadays, like there's Zoom shows and Instagram live shows, which is not the same feeling as like a live stand-up show. The pandemic fear has set in, so I haven't actually been to the live shows, the outdoor shows lately, but yeah.
But those are starting to come back a little bit now this summer?
Live shows, yeah, definitely coming back. Like Joanna Briley is a really good producer, and she produces Black women in comedy shows. So they had it the other day in Harlem, but my fear, I didn't go. But yeah, live shows are slowly coming back.
That's cool. Do you think that's gonna continue into the fall?
Fall, yes. Winter, I'm not sure. But fall, yeah.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see how that goes. So what do you think the comedy scene is going to look like as this pandemic plays out? I mean, winter obviously is going to be a big challenge. Do you think that things are going to kind of go back to normal next spring and summer, or do you think that the comedy scene is going to just be changed for good as a result of this? Like, how do you see this playing out?
Well, I don't think this could be changed for good because, like, I know, like, in some states, like Connecticut, there's shows still going on, and Florida as well. So, like, I think the clubs are open in Connecticut, so it won't change for good. But, like, in terms of how New York is going to be like, it's still going to be a challenge, I'm guessing. But yeah, it's as long as people are doing outdoors. Zoom is weird to perform in, but
have you seen anybody do the online thing successfully, or is it always just kind of people are trying it and it's like not really the best?
Well, for me, since I'm very much used to people's stand-up, it's watching other comics doing it Zoom is awkward for me personally, but I've seen Zoom shows done really well, like 20 people, audience members, but yeah, like online shows are good, but like as a comic that's watching it feels awkward for me.
That makes sense.
That's interesting. Wow. Yeah. I mean, it's going to be crazy to watch this play out. It's already been crazy. I mean, how many months has it been now? We've been like 6 months or something we're in on this, and it's like still no sign of it ending.
Yeah, I know. I wasn't part of it, but there was a protest movement hosted by a New York comedy club to reopen the comedy club.
Wow.
Oh, wow. That's interesting that they would be protesting to reopen the comedy clubs, because I know like other comics have said like comedy clubs would be one of the more dangerous things to open because everybody's laughing and like it would be hard to like have everyone masked and stuff like that.
Do you know if they were protesting to have it reopened indoors, or did they have sort of an idea for doing something outside?
I can reach out to the organizers, but from my understanding, it's to have the clubs reopen.
Wow, indoors.
Wow.
I mean, that would be the only way to really get comedy to be able to come back for this fall and winter, I feel like, because this outdoor situation is not going to last much longer. The weather is starting to cool off pretty soon, I think. So how have different comedians been using social media then as kind of a replacement for live shows? Have you seen people really kind of take to Instagram and Twitter instead, or?
Well, the comedians that I follow have always been active on Instagram, but I feel like now that everybody's at home, they're definitely pushing more content. Like Sydnee Washington is a buddy, and also I'm a fan of hers as well. She has a funny show called Sid Can Cook, and that was birthed through the pandemic, I feel.
Nice. Oh, that's awesome. So you've seen some comedians really kind of take advantage of this time and switch over to doing digital content.
Start thriving a little bit.
More digital content, yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. Do you know Gus, Constantly Gus?
Yes. He does like a lot of content about like Greek family.
Right.
Yeah, he's been doing really well on YouTube. It's been fun to watch him kind of blow up a little bit on there. YouTube, and he does Facebook and Instagram too. But it's cool to see how some people are kind of just taking advantage of the time to do more digital content, because people are consuming so much digital content these days. People are bored at home, you know, and they need stuff to make them laugh. So it's an opportunity for sure.
People need art and entertainment in general.
In general, yeah.
Creative outlets and something to consume are both definitely necessary.
Yeah, definitely. It's weird for me when I've done the Zoom and seeing people actually like very much engaged with what I'm saying. It's just like, it's awkward because I see into people's houses, but like it's, yeah, everybody needs entertainment.
When you're doing Zoom performances, you actually see the audiences in their own homes too, right? It's not just like blank screens.
That's so interesting. It's kind of intimate.
People, like really casual, like lying in bed just watching me, and this is very awkward.
Well, I mean, as long as they're not stroking it, right?
Or maybe that's okay. I don't know.
I guess it depends on what kind of comedy you're talking about.
That's a whole new experience, man. What is that like? If you're kind of looking into these people's homes and you're just doing comedy like you're in a club, but people are in their sweats in their living room.
Yeah, definitely. It's weird. Like I think there's like one show where I had no material and just like critiqued everybody's homes, and that was like it's fun to crowd work that way. Just like,
wow.
Yeah, that's interesting. Like, so what's on your bookshelf back there? Like, what you got?
All right, you want to do a critique of our setup here?
No, it's nice. It's profesh. I like your couch. It's very velvety.
Yes,
it's very velvet.
The kitty loves the velvet couch too.
I like this pandemic. I've been definitely more of a fan of memes lately, and I think like one chick shared a meme where one OnlyFans member got pissed off because he was her fan, and all she does was like do the robot. I don't know if it's real or not.
Oh, I think I've seen this actually, where he was like, "What the hell? Like, you gotta like mix it up." First of all, you can't tell a creator what content they're gonna put out. If you're subscribing to their content, subscribe and be happy. Like, calm the fuck down.
He's like, I was promised things I won't see on Pornhub. It's like, yeah, me doing the robot.
Well, that's what's interesting, I feel like, about this new era of kind of direct subscriber content where creators are going directly to their subscribers and they don't necessarily have this intermediary in between. And it creates this experience for the subscribers that they feel like they have more of an intimate relationship with the creators. And I think that kind of makes people feel like they can give this kind of feedback in a way that, like, you're doing a show for me and this is what I want to see from you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like, I am not your webcam girl, but nice try.
But they almost feel like it is, I think.
Yeah.
So
I think they think
it's interesting.
That's what it is. There's that one gamer girl who, like, she's like the gamer girl TM. Like, she's this cute little like Asian girl that like is
Belle
like
Delphine.
Yes, Belle Delphine. Oh my God, she's ridiculous. So she made a post saying like if she got like 100,000 likes on this post that she would start a Pornhub channel, and so she got 200,000 likes on the post. So she started a Pornhub channel, but her Pornhub channel is fucking hilarious because all she does is sit around and do stupid shit. Like one video, all she did in the video was eat a picture of PewDiePie fully clothed. And so her subscribers got so fucking pissed off because they were like, what the fuck? I feel like I've been lied to. You said you were going to start a Pornhub channel. I mean, she did. She didn't tell you what was going to be on the Pornhub channel.
Hilarious.
And then they're like, your gamer card is revoked. And I was like, how are you going to revoke her gamer card when she literally played all of y'all so well?
That's great. Well, there's another guy who did Pornhub. His name is Ryan Creamer, a comedian.
Ryan Creamer, he's so funny. He's so good.
And he does only like sexual innuendo jokes, or what is it called when something, a double entendre kind of things, where there's no nudity, but he has all these like really racy headlines, like somebody getting creamed or getting, you know, like the typical stuff you see in headlines for porn videos, but it's all totally safe for work content. So it's like him making fun of it.
But it's also, he does like really uplifting and wholesome stuff too, where he's like, guy comes home from work and asks his girlfriend about her day and listen to everything she has to say. Stuff like that, where it's just like, oh, yeah, no, I'd watch this. This sounds real hot. Like, he's literally just sitting there like, you know, guy like cooks dinner for his girlfriend like after work. Yeah, I'm about this life. I will absolutely watch this video.
Nice. Wait, what's his name again?
Ryan Creamer.
Oh, definitely. I'll definitely look it up.
Yeah, he's a funny guy. I think he's a comedian. He did this as sort of like, you know, a joke with his friends, and it ended up getting super popular and ended up taking off. I think he even ended up winning a Pornhub award.
Probably because like, yeah, well, because like,
because he was so popular.
He's super popular, and like everybody watches his videos because again, they're safe for work videos.
Yeah.
But like also, it's like random stuff like he's just like sitting there listening to his girlfriend talk for 20 minutes, or like, you know, just like actually like cooking dinner, or like just doing like really like wholesome things, and you're like, wow, this is the antithesis of everything on Pornhub. And he's like usually in like a sweater vest or like something like that. He's just like, it's very cute. It's very cute.
Have you seen a lot of comedians taking advantage of these kind of different ways of approaching social media?
Not to a point of like Pornhub, but like,
what are the common outlets that comedians are using?
I've mainly been seeing like a lot of Instagram videos and more recently making Facebook videos. That's pretty much the outlet that I've been seeing. And viral weekly shows are also being birthed right now, but like that's the only outlet I've been seeing. But yeah, I'm new to this Pornhub comedy content.
Right? Like, look, I mean, I feel like Pornhub should really get on a comedy channel because, like,
I mean, they basically have one now.
I know. It's just like
I
all Ryan
see
Creamer.
what the comments are like for like Ryan's video.
Right.
They're all really like wholesome, great comments. Like, it's really great because like everyone that's watching his videos are just like, oh, this is actually really like calming, and like, oh, you know, this is actually really nice. Thanks, keep it up. Like, it's very encouraging. Like, his comments are very encouraging. It's really cute.
It's definitely a different scene for Pornhub, which is funny. But I'd love to hear more about your comedy career. Like, what's your background that kind of got you into comedy? You grew up here in Brooklyn, right?
Yes, I grew up here in Brooklyn. I dropped out of my first college, and then that's when I started comedy. I started comedy when I was 19. I feel like I was too immature and too dumb and followed the wrong people. But that was how I started. My very first show was in comics, which has been closed down for years, in the New Talent Showcase. That's where I first started. 19.
Look at you, baby.
That's
cakes
awesome.
On stage.
So how many years ago is that now?
I'm 31 now.
Why you just go like, you know, on blast like that?
You could just give me like a general number. 10. Let's say 10 years.
Yeah, I was young and dumb, and yeah. If I knew what I knew then, what I know now, because I left the church when I was like 16, 17.
You know what? You did it before I did, so well done.
Non-denominational Chinese churches are very evangelical, so it was like, so it was one of those. So when I left, I was just like trying to figure out who I was. So when I started comedy at 19, and then following around these like adults, especially like older men.
Oh, good. Yep, that's totally helpful.
So learning bad lessons from some of them, not all of them. Hashtag not all men. So that definitely stunted me for a little bit until I was like about like 20. I would say when I was like 24, 25 was when I started like diving more into comedy. Mm-hmm. And I think when I would say when I was 26 or 27 was when I took myself less seriously. So just trying to actually be better. Because yeah, at 19 when I would follow these like older men, thinking I was like, oh yeah, I'm the best and blah 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 blah, and it was not good lessons that I learned at that age.
When you started taking yourself less seriously, did you find that your comedy improved?
Definitely, my comedy improved. I was able to like listen more and like learn more. When I was 19, just being around like being around like the energy of like I'm great and I deserve all these things, and not actually. Leslie Jones put it the best, where in the world of stand-up comedy, you have to bow down to your craft. And I feel like I did not do that until I was about like 26.
Ah, gotcha.
Interesting.
That
What
makes
sparked
sense.
that change for you?
Just, I guess, like living and meeting people.
Life.
I was just like,
Interesting.
nothing, yeah, it's like nothing is owed to you. Just like bow down to your craft.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Like when I was starting out, I felt like, oh, I'm making some people laugh, so I deserve to be a professional, not like,
Right.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So what is the comedy scene like in New York then as a 19-year-old starting out? You know, did you just start touring and going to a lot of different clubs and just doing open mics, or what how do you get started as a comic in New York City?
Oh, I usually get started as like a new talent person. So I like a lot of new talent showcases in New York is like if you bring a certain amount of people, then you get stage time. So that's how I started off. I didn't really start doing open mics until maybe a year or two after that. Okay. I also started producing shows. I was a sleazy new talent producer.
Amazing.
So that's how I also did shows as well. Was doing bringer shows and also producing bringer shows was how I got stage time back in the day.
Wow, that's interesting. How did you know to make that transition into producing? I don't think a lot of comics do that, do they?
A lot of comics do. I think how I figured it out was I'm not sure which birthday it was. I don't know if it was my 21st or 20th birthday where I just wanted just to have a birthday show, and then like a lot, because anybody can produce like a new talent show. This promises venue audience. So that's, yeah, so nobody's putting me up. So I did bringer shows and just to get some stage time.
Interesting.
Really get stage time to have other people bring for me. And
right.
I was a sleazy new talent booker.
That's awesome. It sounds like it's quite a hustle.
Yeah, because you're promising the venue a certain amount of audience members, and you have to make it nice for the people that bring for you. Like I can say the name of the club and I can say the name of the person, but a comic that trusted me, I was like, oh yeah, bring these many people, and then the club manager will see you. And then I told that to the comics. And then I actually asked the club manager, I was like, oh, so you're going to be here this day to watch the show? And he's like, oh, no, but you could tell them that I am so that they'll bring people.
That's great.
So I confess to be a sleazy new talent booker.
Which I assume that you've gotten better about this and you don't do this anymore, right?
No, I am trying to be a good person.
Okay. See, as long as you learn from your mistakes and you like actively try to do and be better, I think that's all that matters, right?
Yeah.
I'd love to hear how your career has transitioned then from sort of those early days of hustling and having to bring people in. Did you get to a certain point where you could kind of, you had enough notoriety that you could just, get booked without having to be your own promoter?
I definitely am opened up to more stages now. Definitely more stages now. I'm more embedded into the comedy community. Beginning, I was not, because I was a cocky little shit. But yeah, so because I definitely do have I don't have to bring people. I'm like at that stage where people either like me and book me or don't. So
right.
I feel like that's my phase now.
Nice.
Do you find that you perform at certain types of comedy clubs? Like, do you have a niche or is it just all across the board? Do you perform to different types of audiences or what does that look like for you?
I do perform to different types. I feel like, I definitely perform to different types.
Do you have a favorite kind of audience?
Queer people of color are fun because back when back in the performing live shows days, it's easier to bond with them, and it was like the last amazing live show I did was a show called Queer Abstract, which is a queer people of color showcase, and where white people have to sit in the back.
This is amazing. I absolutely should attend something like this. It's so good. Like, you Rosa Parks the white people? That's so good.
It sounds a little racist if you ask me.
Shut the hell up, John.
Really? You would make me sit at the back of the room?
I would absolutely make you sit at the back of the room because it's the first time in your entire life you've had to be subjugated to all of the things I have to do.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, I mean,
interesting.
Welcome to my life. I don't get a choice.
When have you been made to sit at the back of a comedy club?
I mean, maybe not the back of a comedy club, but I've definitely been disenfranchised in other ways across the board.
Interesting.
So, like, having to sit at the back of a comedy club is not that big of a deal.
It wasn't like they had police and had the police escort to the back of the club. It was more like, thank you guys for being our allies, but
interesting.
Please make room for
people
the
of color to the front.
I mean, I guess if it's consensual.
I mean, they knew what they were signing up beforehand.
Right. Fair enough. Interesting. So when was that show?
That was a while ago.
I mean, everything feels like a while ago now. This year has been 7 years long.
I love variety shows the best because it's like since this is variety, like each type of art brings out a different energy, and to have the energy to bring the energy back to having them ready for stand-up comedy is a challenge in itself and also like fun to do. So
have your jokes changed at all since the pandemic? Have you been like working on any pandemic jokes?
Not really, because this pandemic is also making me analyze like what's important to me, and it's surprising to me that like people sign on to watch shows and wanting to hear what I have to say about my life and my viewpoints, and I'm like, but the world is burning, so why are you paying attention to what I had to say?
Interesting.
That's a very valid viewpoint right there.
I think people need their escapes, though. You know, they kind of want to forget about things for a little bit, and comedy is often a way to do that.
Definitely. But I'm like, what makes me so important that I have to say something? But I honestly haven't been writing that much during the pandemic because dealing with my own like anxieties and frustrations with the world, and I'm trying to write is difficult.
Yeah, I feel that. Creative output has been a huge challenge, I think, for everyone in the middle of this, trying to figure out, you know, how to stay positive and you know, do work that is fulfilling when, you know, it kind of feels like what's the point when everything's falling apart, right?
Oh yeah, like the whole world is falling apart, but let me talk about how penises are interesting to me.
I mean, come on. That sounds like an important topic even in the middle of a pandemic.
You know what? I absolutely do actually need to hear you elaborate on this now.
Right?
Like,
do you want to?
I mean, Antarctica is melting, but you know what? Tell me more about how penises are interesting.
Because before the pandemic, I was like confused on why people, like how certain people did not like uncircumcised penises. And I was like, is it because it's like, does it like claw up something inside of the vagina? Like a little, like, does it clamp on? Is that why there's no fear of it? And the whole dick getting hard, like how it's like, you can't control it. Like how some men can't control it. I'm like, that's a struggle that we don't talk about that much, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So, like women, we can cover up when we get moist and like wet. We can hide it, like men can't. And I feel like needs to be a better support system for that.
That's fair. That's fair.
I agree. We definitely need to support our men more.
Before I get canceled, yeah. I feel like if Alicia got moist now and got wet now, like that's fine, that's cool. Like, but if John got hard now, then you're like, oh my God, why are you hard on this couch, you pervert?
Maybe that's why I have my legs crossed right now.
Is that why men cross their legs?
I mean, you never know, but I think it's an effective measure.
It's one way to hide it, right?
You know, quick arm cross. Find a pillow.
Yeah, boners always intrigued me. I don't know why.
It's just like, oh, well, this is fascinating. You kind of want to poke it.
Yeah. And like it moves. Like when it starts moving, is it like, I don't know, do straight women or women that are attracted to that, do they get aroused when they see it moving? Or is it like, what?
The little like twitch?
It twitches?
Sometimes.
It's not like one of those where you inflate like a balloon and just like slowly pops up.
Well, I mean,
kind
you
of
have that too sometimes.
Kind of. You can control. I think there must be a muscle that's sort of at the base of it that you can flex that causes, I don't know, I guess it must squeeze on the blood flow.
It's like doing your male Kegels.
It causes it to kind of, move twitch.
Do a little dance.
Yeah. So you have a little bit of control over it, even though it's not a muscle. there must be a muscle at the base that somehow gives it a little bit of, you couldn't pick anything up with it, but
I've definitely seen guys like do little dick dance.
Little dick dance?
Yeah, little dick dance. They just like make their dicks jump.
Hey, that would be a Pornhub comedy channel.
I would absolutely watch that. That shit's hilarious.
We should,
especially if you have like little like dick costumes, like do a little dick dance in your dick costumes. Yes, 10 out of 10 would watch.
Like a little knitted sweater for the dick.
Yep.
I love that. We should start a whole
little elephant tusk.
That's going to be our new Pornhub channel. Let's see if we can get any talent to sign up.
Dickdance.com.
The dick dancers. You heard it here first, right?
Yeah, that would be absolutely perfect for me. I think I would have so much fun being the like person auditioning all of the dick dancers. All right, so drop trow and make them dance.
You know how like on So You Think You Dance, like sometimes the choreographers make like, oh, because my mother's death inspired this dance.
Oh, right. Yeah. Oh, have like the inspiring stories for the dick dancers. Oh, that would be so good. Oh my God. Interpretive dick dances. Oh, interpretive dick dances. Yes. Yo, 10 out of 10 would watch dickdancers.com.
I think we're onto something here.
I'm telling you fucking what.
We should at least do a whole like audition series.
I'm telling you, I feel like this is like the new, like, this is the new hottest channel on OnlyFans, dickdancers.com.
I'm just picturing like a dude crying like, my mother died while trying to feed or was save. This is for her.
Oh my God. So my ex-girlfriend really liked it when I would do dick dances for her, and it just really inspired me to become a dick dancer. Oh my God. Yeah, I would absolutely watch that. That sounds like the premium quality I'm fucking here for.
Exactly.
I'd pay monies for that. I'd pay monies to be the audition judge too.
All right. So what other comedy gold can we think of for pandemic ideas?
Yes, that was brilliant.
Well, have you had any like favorite comedians that you've been watching in the pandemic, like that have been doing social media or internet stuff really well?
Yeah, who would you recommend?
Definitely Sydnee Washington, definitely, and Marie Faustin. They're the hosts of Unofficial Expert. They both have like an awesome Instagram channel. Sydnee Washington every Sunday at 7 p.m. does Sid Can Cook, where she has comedians or like whoever, celebrities sometimes. Like I think this past Sunday she had Nicole Byer and Chris Redd. Chris Redd from SNL, Nicole Byer from Nailed It.
Awesome.
Was on it, so it's pretty fun. Gus, yeah, he does a lot of cool week stuff. Yamanika Saunders, Marina Franklin. Yeah, mainly women I recommend.
Yeah,
Nice.
I was going to say, it sounds like your entire list is just like all women except for like maybe Gus.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not mad. I'm always down to watch more women be funny.
Calvin Cato is also a really awesome, funny dude. He mainly promotes his shows, but once in a while he does like push out content.
Oh, all right. All right.
Very nice. Well, I hopefully we're going to put up a lot of links on the screen for people to check out. We're really excited to be doing more of these interviews with comedians and other artists and creatives who are finding ways to remain creative and continue to pursue their art during this, what has been a dark time. It started out very dark, right, with the pandemic, and then summer came. Well, I don't know. I feel like people kind of loosened up a little bit as summer came. And you've been seeing people in the park enjoying themselves. They're going to restaurants. Yeah. They're getting out. But still, you know, for the artists and the creatives, it's still been a very difficult time to find ways to pursue your art. So we're excited to try to highlight some of the people who have been doing, you know, really cool work during this time. So we really appreciate you taking the time to come on and share your experience with us.
Although I've been doing nothing, but I'll promote the people that have been doing things.
But at least you're setting us in the right direction. You can recommend other people that are doing interesting things too. So, yeah, we look forward to talking to some of them, I think.
Absolutely. And thank you so much for being our very first interview.
Yes.
What? I'm your first interview?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
it's you. You get the trophy. So this is part of why we've been experiencing some technical difficulties, because we just haven't done any interviews before you.
And Zoom is a whole new experience. I've done quite a few interviews here in the studio with people one-on-one, you know, but
that's completely different.
The Zoom experience it's going to take some getting used to, I think.
Yeah, but this is cool. I feel very honored. Thank you.
Well, we are proud to have you, and we really appreciate you taking the time.
It'd be funny, like, for when you interview the more famous or more hardworking comedians, to have my picture on your wall.
That's right. We're going to put you right here behind us.
We'll put you behind us. Be like, see, she recommended us. She told us about you.
And it's just going to be a screenshot from the Zoom interview.
Perfect.
Cool. So tell people where they can find you if people want to check out your work.
Sure. ChewyComedy.com for projects I've done. Chewy May, if you just want to sporadic posts. And on Instagram, Chewy May on Instagram, and Chewy May on Facebook, and Chewy Comedy on Twitter.
Chewy Comedy on Twitter. Awesome.
Well, we'll follow you on Twitter if you follow us back. Is that how it works? Follow you, we'll follow us.
But anyway.
We hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and thanks for coming in.
Thank you again, Chewy.
Thank you for having me.
And we can't wait to see you live.
Yeah.
So let us know whenever your first live show is. We're gonna be there.
You better tag us.
Awesome. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Chewy. Hope you have a great day.
You too.
Bye.
Ciao.
Well, thanks for joining us in our interview with Chewy May. You can find her on her website, chewycomedy.com. And don't forget to give us a like, a subscribe, and or listen to us wherever you get your podcasts.
And we would actually love to hear from you guys as well. If there's anybody, any artists or comedians or people that are taking advantage of this downtime during the pandemic to find new ways to reach their audience or to create new types of art, anybody who you have seen who has been interesting during this time, leave us a comment, send us an email, let us know who you think that we should talk to next. We have 3 more really exciting interviews lined up for this week. So stay tuned. We will be back in just a day or 2 with the next interview as well. So yeah, we hope to see you guys back here in the next one.
Have a great one.
Peace.